Welcome to Fairmont Sports Talk. I'm your host, Scott Byer. This week, my guests are the varsity boys golf team here at Fairmont High School. Guys, thanks for coming. Coach Stoutler's been the coach for the past 4 years, and what I find really cool is every year he wants you guys to promote the program here at Fairmont. So we're going to get to you shortly. This is you've qualified for the District Golf Championship 4 consecutive years, 2 as a team and 2 as an individual. I know that we'll address that. But let's start with the new captain this year, and then our outgoing seniors, and then we'll start with, and then everybody else will go. But just talk about, just introduce yourself, your name, your year at Fairmont, and how many years you've been playing golf.
I'm Nate Powers. I'm a senior, and I've been playing golf for about 7 years.
I'm Matt Antonio. I'm a junior, and I've been playing golf for about 6 years. I'm Brian Kinnison. I'm a senior, and I've been playing golf for about 7 years.
I'm Hunter Hikes. I'm a senior. I'm a sophomore.
Oh, you're thinking ahead. You got.
I've been playing golf for 6 years.
I'm Luke Van Leeuwen. I'm a sophomore. I've been playing golf for 10 years.
I'm Grant Gibson. I'm a junior, and I've been playing golf for 6 years.
I'm Cameron Lushka. I'm a junior, and I've been playing golf for about 7 years.
How did you guys get started playing golf? You know, in many sports, football, basketball, baseball, there's peewee leagues, there's club teams. What about golf specifically? You know, some of you guys 6, 7 years. When did it all begin for you guys?
My dad has a real passion for golf, and he passed that on to me when I was a young kid, and I just fell in love with the game and kept playing from there.
My dad also was pretty big into the game, and then my brother, when he came to Fairmont, he played for the team, and it kind of introduced me to the game more, and that made me want to play.
Well, like I said, about 7 years ago, my father, as well as my older sister, they were playing the game, and they took me out one day, and it really intrigued me, and I liked the sport a lot, and ever since then, I've just been playing golf and enjoying it. So.
My dad and my 2 grandpas got me into it, and then ever since I've been playing. I love it so much.
Both my grandparents, they got me out to the course at a young age, and I've just fell in love with the game ever since.
My dad and other family members got me playing, and I just got hooked on it.
I had always been watching golf when I was young, but then when I was about 10 years old, I started going to camps and stuff and just leagues, and I started playing, and that's what helped me want to play more.
Cameron, we'll stay with you. I know this year you qualified. You were second team this year, all GWalk. Have you found, we'll start with Cameron, we can go around, that the sport of golf, has it become more popular as it's been on TV more frequently with Tiger Woods and players like that? The sport itself, has it gained popularity in the last, we'll say, 3-4 years? And if so, how has that impacted your game specifically?
Yeah, I do think it's gained a bit of popularity with like all the new players like Jordan Spieth and stuff coming around. But yeah, I think it's also like kept us like keep playing and stuff. Like sometimes after like if you are doing bad and stuff, you kind of want to just give up, and then you watch TV and you see all these like great players going out there shooting such low rounds. And you're like, I kind of still want to be able to do that. So you just keep playing and keep working.
Anybody else? Luke, who's your favorite golfer, and maybe how you try to emulate your game after him?
My favorite golfer is Jason Day. I really like how he concentrates on every shot, and he puts up really low numbers, and he's won multiple tournaments this year, so I really look up to him as a golfer.
Regular season began in August, ended in October. Matt, we'll start with you here. Can you talk about the schedule, the GWalk schedule, GWalk Central? Just speak to your schedule this season.
Okay. Normally, starting the season, we have a preseason GWalk, which is a nice tournament, 18 holes that we start out at. It's just against all the teams in our division at GWalk. Tough tournament to start out on, tough course. And then after that, you move on to matches in season, and you play against your G-Walk teams to see who wins the G-Walk division title and who doesn't. And then you go into the last round of G-Walk to figure out who gets first, second team, and stuff like that. And Cameron over here made second team. After that, it goes on to sectionals, and you got to be good enough from there to move on to districts. And then hopefully from there you can move on to states.
And Matt, you qualified for districts, correct?
Yeah.
And that's not the first time. How many times has this occurred?
3 years.
Okay, okay. Let's talk about golf courses in the Dayton area. We'll start with Cameron, work our way around. Your favorite course and why? Mine used to be, I think it was Holly Hills, which is now no longer a course. It's no more. So just speak to your favorite course and why.
My favorite course would definitely be Beaver Creek because like it's our home course and stuff, and we just play it so many times that like you just get acclimated to it, and it's just a really nice layout and stuff. It's always kept in good condition, and yeah.
I would have to say Beaver Creek as well. I mean, it's a very challenging course, and it's just really nice out there, and you can put up low numbers when you play good.
My favorite course would be Sugar Isle, which is Wayne's home course. That's my favorite course because I shot my lowest round this year there.
I'm definitely going to have to go with Beaver Creek as well because I usually put pretty good numbers up at Beaver Creek. So I like the green speeds too.
Well, let's stick with our sophomore. Let me ask you a follow-up to that. Can golf courses offer a home field advantage? You know, in football, basketball, that makes sense. But, you know, Beaver Creek's our home course. Does it offer a home field advantage?
Yeah, I mean, I feel more comfortable playing there rather than a different golf course because I just feel more comfortable, and that's basically it.
Just the way the green lies on certain shots?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the fairways more. They don't feel like gravel, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we can keep going.
I'd probably have to say my favorite course is Pipestone. It plays pretty easy. It's pretty wide open. There's a few tough holes, but I like it a bit more than Beaver Creek because Beaver Creek is just hazards everywhere. Pipestone is a bit more open. And I'd have to, even though Beaver Creek is our home course and I've played it a lot, Pipestone is typically where I can put up a good number and shoot pretty well.
Mine would probably be NCR South. We got to play that this year for the Firebird Invitational, which was the first time ever we got to do the South course. And that was just a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so that was pretty fun to play because I never know if I get to play that again.
I'd have to also say the NCR South course. That's where a lot of major tournaments have been and large tournaments even for professionals. And so it's cool just to be on, a place that's had a lot of history in the Dayton area.
Start this question with our team captain, then go to our two seniors. Team chemistry. How did the team this year and previous years, how do you bond? How do you gel as a team? You know, we often think of, some might think of golf as an individual sport, but I get the sense you've got some pretty cool team chemistry. But how did that develop? How does it continue to evolve over the course of a season?
Well, we over the summer, a lot of us take lessons together from Jimroo or Landia, and we see each other playing or we'll play with each other. And in the summer, we have summer leagues, which is basically we all get together as a team and we go play courses in the area that we'll play later in the season, which sort of ties back to that home field advantage. It helps us learn courses that we need to know so we can go in and be able to plan the shots that we'd like to take in the round.
Do you find that you're being coached by Jimroo? He's a PGA professional.
Yes.
Do you find that you also help coach each other? There's some constructive criticism that goes on during those times?
Yes, and a lot of us we can notice things that change in each other's swings, or maybe just say what's helped us in the past or something along those lines that can maybe be a helpful tip that'll help a teammate of ours.
What about our seniors? Can you maybe speak more to the traditions of Fairmont golf, traditions that you have in the past? When I've interviewed swim team, they will often sing the fight song on the way back from away games? What about golf matches? Anything in particular that you do that's become tradition?
Well, I'd have to say like the Firebolt Cup and the Lemont Cup. They're both a couple of traditions that Fairmont has. They're different tournaments that we play against Northmont and Lebanon. And when we play in those tournaments, I think we've swept all the times. Am I correct? Or yeah, I want to say so. We've won the past 3 years in both of those tournaments, and that's a tradition. I'd say just on the bus ride home after a victory, we're pretty loose. We're pretty excited about the victory and everything. After a loss, we typically, just think about the loss, think about what we can do later and improve. But overall, I'd say that's what the tradition is, what we bring. So.
You mentioned that when you lose, you think about the loss. Luke, I'll ask this question to you, and then anybody else can go. Is golf more of a mental game or a physical game?
Golf's a lot more of a mental game, because if you have a good mindset going into the match, you're typically going to play well. But there also is the physical aspect, because if you work out more on your core, you're going to be able to hit the golf ball farther. So that will help you with your score.
Yeah, I think golf is a lot more mental, but there's also a lot of skill that goes into it, like how much we have to work on our swing and stuff, and there's just so many aspects going into and tiny things that you need to change with each swing. But mental is just a huge part of the game. Like, that was my problem for a while. Like, there's so much time, and like there's just so many things you can think about during the round that whenever you start thinking about your score and stuff, you get too high or too low. It's all about like just grinding it out no matter what.
On the PGA Tour, we see guys like John Daly, for example. He wears very outlandish clothes, but fashion has become a big deal. Under Armour, Puma, Nike, those are big sponsors. In college football, it's often about attire. The Oregon football team has all these different uniform combinations. In golf, does that affect you, impact you in any way? I mean, does it matter what you wear? Do you feel, when you dress to impress or dress for success, does that in any way impact or influence your game? It might sound silly, but we see this a lot at the professional level. I know Justin Spieth, I think Under Armour, I believe, is his attire of choice. So just when it comes to clothes, big deal, no big deal? I mean, John Daly, that's kind of crazy, but go ahead, Cameron.
No, I don't really think it changes how we play and stuff, but we really like to look good and stuff. So for sectionals, we bought these really cool pink shirts because it was during October and it was for breast cancer awareness. And I thought it was really cool that we were wearing those pink shirts, and they were pretty sweet. So we looked good and we played good too. So.
What aspect of your game improved the most this season, from August to October, and then you can even delve into postseason play, sectional districts? But was it your putting game? Was it the way you drove the ball? What improved the most?
I would have to say my putting. I mean, because I missed the first half of the season and I could only putt, so I just 3 hours putting practice every day while these guys were hitting balls. So I'd say that was the most improved in my game.
I'd also have to say my short game, because whenever I didn't hit my irons well, I could always save myself around the green with my short game. So I'd have to go short game, chipping and putting.
I'm going to have to go with my chipping, because I could usually get it from like 3 to 10 feet, so that would help me make more putts and stuff, and that would just help my game.
I definitely have to say for me it'd be the long ball, because I could always really chip and putt and do pretty well around the greens, but I couldn't hit my driver worth anything at the beginning of the season, so improving on that and off the tee is really what helped my game.
Is it more fun to practice the long ball? So when I practice, I typically don't practice anything else except driving the ball, because putting and chipping is just not fun. Is learning how to drive the ball, long distance, is that just more fun practicing?
Well,
I know your coach is here, but season's over. You can be honest.
Well, yeah, definitely. When you're chipping and putting, it gets really boring just making 5-foot putts over and over and over again, 3-foot putts over and over again. And when you're hitting it off the driving range with your driver, you can hit dingers and stuff all day. And I mean, you can just have fun and just.
Who drives the farthest here? Be honest, guys. How far? How far are we talking?
It all depends on the conditions.
All right, perfect conditions, 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, there's no breeze. How far are you going to drive that ball?
I'd say just under 300.
Wow, that's about 3 times as far as me. That's pretty far. What about, it's a long season. I've heard Russell Wilson, Super Bowl quarterback, says that there's separation in the preparation, is what he often says. What does that look like on the golf course, August to October? What does that mean that there's separation in the preparation, where you've had a considerable amount of success last 4 years? You've advanced to 4 consecutive district golf championships. Why?
We all work hard in the winter and through the spring. We, like I had said, we get together with Jim Root Rolandia, and then during the season, Coach Stotler, who's also a PGA professional, really helps us a ton. And so being at practice or playing with the other guys who also have golf knowledge really helps improving your game.
Anybody else speak to that idea of separation in the preparation, long season?
I'd say the preparation really comes into how your mental state is going into the season. If you really think about your game and focus on your game, just practice the little things over the winter and into the spring, and really get out as soon as you possibly can, as soon as the snow dries up and everything, and really work in the preseason, then your game's going to be completely changed and well improved coming into the season. Because if you don't really think about it over the winter, then coming into the actual fall, then it's going to be there's going to be nothing really there for you to work on. So I'd say that's really where it comes into play for factoring that. So
What about goal setting? Let's speak short-term goals. What's a goal for next year? Anybody can answer and address this. Just Cameron, you can speak individually, but also as a team. Next year, what are some goals that the golf team has?
Next year we have a lot of seniors who will be playing for 4 years, and so of course our goal next year is to finally make it to states, which Fairmont hasn't done in a while. So it would just be a great way to end we'll have 4 seniors next year. That it's just a great way to end the road, just making it to states. That's our main goal.
Anybody else add to that? What about long term, next 3 to 5 years? Most of you here, all of you here will not be here in 3 to 5 years. Where do you see this program? 3 to 5 years. Where do you want to see it as, proud Fairmont golf alum?
Well, this season we added a 3rd team, which is sort of a developmental team. And so I feel that with that we could have a lot more potential to continue playing at a high level of golf in the future. And so I'd like to see Fairmont stay playing well and, setting their goals high and aiming for, the states if that's possible.
So you've got varsity, junior varsity, and this developmental team, is it comprised mostly of freshmen?
Yes,
okay.
Generally.
And what specifically are they working on? As just developing their craft, their skills?
They practice just the same way we do. They putt, they chip with us, and they hit on the range with us. And as a team, we the JV and the varsity will all practice together, along with the developmental team, which is we refer to as the white team. And so we all do the same stuff together and work on improving our games to the best that we can, and just making sure our fundamentals are sound and our swings are solid.
What advice, I'll ask seniors here, we can go around, anybody has anything to add regarding just aspiring golfers at home, let's say, 2nd and 3rd grade, who watch golf alongside family members. Many of you said you were impacted by maybe older brothers, grandparents, dads, moms, whomever. So 2nd, 3rd graders at home watching golf with mom, dad, whomever, what advice would you give these aspiring golfers who, gosh, high school is so far away, yet I really am interested in the sport of golf. How can I get involved?
I'd say get out as much as you can and try to learn and play if you can. And even I know as a young kid, not a lot of my friends played golf, but don't let that deter your interest. And, if you love something, go for it.
Yeah, like Nate said, getting out there and playing is definitely important. When you're young and everything, learning the fundamentals of golf is really important, and getting the muscle memory intact is a big thing for golf. And when you're little and playing a lot and just getting out there and getting a feel for the game, that's definitely important. And I mean, if you don't have friends that don't play, definitely don't let that deter you. If you're looking at being really, really good at golf, just play your game and just enjoy it as much as you can, because it'll be there for your entire life. You can play it when you're 70 and enjoy it the whole time. So, anybody else?
Cameron, go ahead.
I would just say one thing is just start now. If you're in second and third grade, it's just good to start young and just start knowing the game and learning the game, and like just going to courses around the area. Like Rolandia Golf Course has a lot of camps and stuff they do during the summer and winter, and it just will teach you the game and you'll learn it and you'll just pick it up and run with it.
Have you found, many of you found that in high school, has the game of golf become more fun to play? And if so, can you expound upon that? High school student athletes, I'm sure that, golf, you're not going to play something that's not fun, but just speak to that, because competition increases. I'm sure practice schedule, a lot more work, but I mean, I've heard some of you speak to this, that it becomes a lot more fun. Luke, go ahead.
Yeah, it definitely does get more fun. As you get to know people that you play with, you have a good time with them out on the course, especially if you're playing like 18-hole tournament with them. That's a long time. It's about 6 hours, so you're spending 6 hours with someone. You want to have a good time with them. Also, you have a good time if you're shooting well, so I guess that's a factor.
Yeah, we're pretty good friends with the Wayne team, and playing with them is pretty fun because we can just like joke around and stuff and have a good time as well as playing good.
Do you guys ever drive the golf carts, or is it always you're always walking the course? My follow-up is, if you have you ever crashed? Anybody ever crashed? We've got to address this, please. How did it happen? I'm a big fan of The Office. And on The Office, Andy Bernard crashes his golf cart. So let's hear your golf cart story.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a crash, but I was karting. We were in a tournament at Beaver Creek, and I was karting a girl from, I want to say, Northmont.
So you were being a gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I guess so. And she had one of those pull carts, and it was on the side of the cart. And as I'm coming down from hole 8 to go down the hill, up, bugging around to number 9, her cart was hanging out, and her cart hit a rock and just flipped, and it just clubs went everywhere. And
Speed was a factor.
yeah, I was going pretty fast. Yeah, so slow down if you're driving a golf cart.
Right?
No, they don't.
Okay.
You're all on your own for
You gotta
that
be
one.
careful. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me end with our seniors. Kind of your plans for next year as enter the workforce, college freshmen, wherever, whatever, and then after that, any advice for your what will be your fellow teammates who will continue golfing for Fairmont High School? So future plans and advice.
Yeah, I just have to. My future plans would be to go to Sinclair for a year or two, get my general education credits out of the way, and then transfer to the University of Kent State and take major in digital sciences, minor in business, and just that's most likely what I'm going to do after high school. And any advice for anybody playing golf, just keep playing it, keep your head high, and always look forward to the future. So.
I'm going on to study business at either Ohio State or Miami. Right now I'm in the process of applying. So, I hope to get in and, do that. But, to my fellow teammates who are going to be here, I wish them good luck and say keep working hard.
Okay. Guys, thank you for your time. I'll shake your team captain's hand. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in this week's episode of Fairmont Sports Talk, and continued luck, continued success. That's incredible. 4 consecutive district golf championships. Again, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Fairmont Sports Talk. For all sports-related information, you can log on to firebirdathletics.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @FHSAthletics1. Thanks for watching, and go Firebirds.